What documents do you need to apply for a mortgage? My name's Eric Eisenberg. I'm one of the top 50 mortgage brokers in the USA, and I'm here to let you know what you're gonna need to prepare in order to apply for a mortgage and do it the right way. One piece of advice is work with a lender that's not gonna ask you for more documentation that's necessary to qualify for your mortgage. I'll typically break documentation down into a few different categories. First category being income documentation. So if you're a wage earner or you work for a company, we're going to collect your last 2 years W-2s and your last 2 pay stubs in order to document income. Now, if you collect bonus income, overtime income, commissions, or any additional income on top of your base salary, we'll typically ask you to provide your final pay stub from the previous 2 years because that will show a breakdown of your wages. Now, if you've been self-employed for 5 years or longer, we're gonna most likely ask for your most recent tax returns. But if you've been self-employed for less than 5 years, we're gonna ask for your 2 most recent tax returns. If you own a rental property, we're also gonna ask for your most recent tax returns. If you're self-employed with an S Corp, C Corp, or LLC, we're gonna ask for your 2 years most recent business tax returns if you've been self-employed for less than 5 years, or 1 year if you've been self-employed for over 5 years. For retired people, if you're receiving Social Security or pension, we're gonna ask for the Social Security or pension award letter along with 2 most recent bank statements, all pages, in order to show proof of receipt. If you're a self-employed individual using bank statements for income qualification, we're gonna ask for your 12 or 24 most recent bank statements. Lastly, if you're self-employed and you own less than 25% of that business, we're gonna ask for your 2 most recent years K1s. Next, let's talk about assets. We want to show 2 most recent statements for any assets you're going to be using to qualify. So if your funds are located in a checking or savings account, we're going to ask for the 2 most recent bank statements for that account. Remember, you could download a PDF of the statement because we're going to need all pages. 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, and 4 of 4. Even if page 4 of 4 is blank, we still want to see it. When sending in your loan documentation, do not redact or alter any documents. A lot of people decide to redact their account number, but remember, every time you write a check, your account number is on the bottom of that check as well. If you're going to be using an investment account, we need the 2 most recent investment account statements. If you're going to borrow money from your retirement account, we need to see those retirement account statements. If you're going to be taking a distribution from your business account, we need to see 2 most recent business account statements. Then we're gonna have to show a paper trail for any funds that are transferred between accounts. So if I see a large deposit coming from an investment account or a retirement account, I'm gonna wanna show the account statement showing that money coming out and the account statement showing the money coming back in. If your bank has not issued a statement for that month yet, what you're gonna need to do is go online to your account and print to PDF a 30-day transaction history, which will show a URL on the bottom of the page. The next step is identifying yourself. We're always going to ask for a copy of your photo ID. If you're a US citizen, your driver's license or passport works perfectly. If you're a permanent resident alien, we want to see a copy of the front and back of your green card along with your Social Security card. Lastly, if you're here on a visa, we want to check that out as well. Next is property information. So if you own any properties while applying for a mortgage, we're going to want to see the most recent mortgage statement, any HELOC statements if you have a HELOC on the property, your homeowner's insurance declaration page, which is just the front page showing the property address and the premium, your most recent property tax bill, and the HOA statement if you have an HOA on this property. If the property is a rental, we also want to see your most recent tax returns. If it wasn't declared on your most recent tax returns, or if you're vacating a primary residence and turning it into a rental, we want to see a copy of a signed lease agreement. The next category is credit information. If you have any derogatory trade lines on your credit report, we want to know some more information about them. We're not talking about the late credit card bill 6 years ago. I'm talking about judgments, tax liens, child support, or bankruptcies. If you filed bankruptcy in the last 7 years and you're applying for a mortgage, we're going to want to see those bankruptcy papers along with a copy of the discharge or dismissal of that bankruptcy. Next, we need any personal information that would be used in regards to getting you qualified for a loan. So if you've had a divorce or are obligated to pay child support or alimony, we want to see the divorce decree or separation agreement, along with proof of 6 months receipt of those child support or alimony payments. If you're a veteran, thank you for your service, and we want to see a copy of your DD-214 form. Lastly, we need you to complete an online mortgage application, which could be found at experthomeloans.com when you click on Apply Now. At that point, we'll review your documentation and we'll do a soft credit pull to see if you could qualify for a mortgage and what would be a comfortable budget for you. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out, Eric at experthomeloans.com.